FedEx Flight 705. A routine flight turns into a nightmare. On the morning of April 7, 1994, FedEx Flight 705 was preparing for takeoff at Memphis International Airport aboard the massive DC-10. The weather was calm, the sky clear, and the engines hummed smoothly, as if everything was going normally. On board, 4 crew members were focused on their daily duties, monitoring the aircraft, preparing procedures, and ensuring the flight's safety. But behind this calm, an unexpected danger was hiding. Auburn Calloway, a former flight engineer, was on the flight as a deadhead passenger. To everyone else, he seemed like an ordinary, quiet traveler. Yet in his mind, a terrifying plan had already begun to unfold. Seize control of the plane and crash it to collect a $2.5 million life insurance payout for his children. Calloway was angry, frustrated, and felt his career had been ruined by what he considered racial discrimination and unfair treatment by FedEx. The first sign of danger. Backup flight engineer Andrew Peterson noticed that the cockpit voice recorder was off. Without much thought, he turned it back on, thinking it was a minor malfunction. Little did he know, this decision would capture the start of one of the most dangerous internal hijacking attempts in aviation history. 26 minutes into the flight, Calloway slowly and deliberately opened his guitar case. Inside were a heavy hammer, a sharp hunting knife, and a small firearm. He approached Peterson from behind and struck him violently, leaving him seriously injured. But Peterson was not the only target. Tucker, a former Navy fighter, immediately recognized the threat. He attempted to defend Peterson while keeping a watchful eye on the plane's controls. Every moment felt like a fight between life and death, with the aircraft soaring thousands of feet above the ground and rocking with every blow and maneuver. Chaos in the cockpit. Captain Saunders quickly grasped the gravity of the situation. The aircraft was already heavy, with fuel adding over 16 tons beyond the maximum safe weight. Any minor error could result in a catastrophic accident. Calloway's attacks were relentless and violent. The cockpit rang with metal striking metal, urgent shouts, and the roar of the engines. Saunders executed sharp maneuvers, diving, climbing, banking, pushing the DC-10 beyond its design limits. Tucker used every combat skill at his disposal to destabilize Calloway and prevent him from gaining control. Every movement was calculated. Every push and counterattack was the difference between survival and disaster. Psychological and physical struggle. The fight was not only physical, it was an extreme psychological test. Every breath of the crew was tense, every glance calculated. Calloway appeared determined, but the crew's resolve grew stronger with each passing second. Tucker whispered to himself, "I will not let him take control, not today." Captain Saunders focused on stabilizing the aircraft, shouting instructions when needed. Despite his injuries, Peterson did whatever he could to assist, handing tools or blocking attacks. Aircraft maneuvers under pressure. The DC-10 shook violently during the scuffles, causing instruments to rattle dangerously. "Hold her steady," Saunders shouted as another sharp maneuver tilted the plane precariously. The speed climbed past 860 kilometers per hour, a velocity the aircraft was never designed to handle safely. Calloway attempted to grab his firearm again, but the crew was ready. Through teamwork, distraction, and sheer courage, they countered every threat, with each second being a fight for survival. Regaining control and landing. After several tense minutes, the crew finally restrained Calloway. Captain Saunders regained full control of the aircraft. Landing posed a monumental challenge. The aircraft was overweight. The runway at Memphis was shorter than ideal. Injuries to the crew made every action more difficult. Despite all obstacles, Sanders executed precise, expert maneuvers, carefully adjusting speed and angles. The DC-10 touched down safely, stopping just 300 meters before the runway's end. Relief filled the cabin. They had survived a near-catastrophic disaster. Aftermath, injuries, and recovery. Callaway was restrained and handed over to authorities immediately. The crew's injuries were severe. Tucker underwent 3 major surgeries and spent over 3.5 years in physical therapy to regain his ability to walk and speak. Captain Sanders and Peterson suffered both physical and psychological trauma, never returning to active flight duty. The bravery displayed by the crew was extraordinary and heroic. Every decision, every maneuver, every moment of focus helped prevent a devastating catastrophe. Callaway's motives. Callaway felt wronged and discriminated against by FedEx due to his race. He was denied a pilot position and offered a lower-paying engineering job. His resume contained false claims about flight hours. Facing potential job loss and fearing for his children's future, he planned a deliberate crash for financial gain. Before the flight, he left a letter to his ex-wife, stating that he would choose the time, place, and manner of his departure, and that he would fight anyone who threatened his safety or family. Recognition and justice. The crew received the Gold Medal of Courage from the Airline Pilots Association, the highest civilian pilot honor. Callaway was sentenced to 209 years in prison without parole. Lessons from the sky. FedEx Flight 705 is more than just an attempted hijacking. It is a story of heroism, perseverance, and the power of training under extreme pressure. It reminds us that skill, teamwork, and courage can save lives even in the most dangerous and unexpected situations.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment to share your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our next video. Your support keeps this channel growing, and I really appreciate it.